Hello everybody, Michael speaking. I'm here to talk to you about ATC-pie, an air traffic control simulation program. This perhaps is the first of a video series giving a progressive account of the different features of the program. The first video you're watching right now will be about transponders and what ATCs see on the radar screen. Many of you have been asking about this, so it's important that we get this notion straight before we dig into ATC-pie itself. So let's get started. What you're seeing here is dummy aircraft, a UFO type aircraft, circling around the Marseille-Provence airport. It's connected to the network. Now I'll be starting ATC-pie at the same location. Connecting to the flight gear multiplayer network in ATC-pie is easy. Simply pull down the system menu, connect multiplayer, choose your ports and click OK. Now the surprising thing for some of you is that you see nobody while you know that there's someone connected to the network. The reason is that ATC radar screens are secondary surveillance radar systems. They don't look for big pieces of metal in the air that would magically give you all sorts of information about them. They rely on onboard transponders that pilots have to turn on. Then only if a transponder is on will the ATC see something on his radar screen. Let's have a look at what the pilot has set up here for us. F12 in flight gear will pull up the generic transponder dialog box. Obviously most advanced or full aircraft models will have a full dashboard with the actual transponder instrument that you can turn the knobs on directly. But using the UFO and for the demonstration I'll be using the generic box, in particular this bottom line here, which is the transponder line. And we see the transponder is off here, which explains that we see nothing on the controller's side. Now switching it on in the cockpit makes it appear on the radar with a little information box near the radar contact. This box contains a few things. The first space here with the question mark is where you will eventually see the call sign appear, something we'll be talking about later. The second line is the squawk code picked up, the one that was squawked from the cockpit. Remember 1200 on the transponder. The third line here contains two things. The one on the left is an indication that we are not getting the altitude from the transponder. The second is an indication of the aircraft's speed. This is the historic setup for transponders, the one known today as the alpha mode. A more advanced mode, known as mode C, mode Charlie, allows to report the altitude as well. Switching mode Charlie on in the cockpit reports the altitude on the radar. You controllers can read it from the third line of the box as shown here, 1,500 feet. It is a correct reading given the current local pressure and transition altitude.